Hello everyone, welcome to the new series of Drishti IS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss very important topic of polity, which is One Nation One Student ID. As you all know that education system in India keeps on changing, and this time we have New Education Policy 2020. On the behalf of New Education Policy 2020, we have this scheme One Nation One Student ID. So moving to the points of discussion part. So first of all, we are going to discuss the news, and then we are going to discuss what is the purpose of this particular scheme, and then what is government envision regarding this, and then what are the requirement to get this ID, and then what are the concerns we have, and then practice question for prelims and mains. So moving to the news part. So we already know that various schools had asked the state governments that they need consent from their parents because they need student ID. And this has created lots of discussion and debates and confusion among the parents and also on the social media and mainstream media, that why they need particular kind of scheme and why they need our data. So this had created lots of confusion, and because of that controversy and because of that debates, we are discussing today's topic, that what is the relevance of student ID and how it can be applicable to the whole nation. So moving to the next slide is about that what is the purpose of this particular student ID and how it is applicable to the whole nation. So the first purpose is that to create a hassle-free education system in this country. So how it will create a hassle-free education system? So suppose that if you are studying in Maharashtra and if you have to take admission in Bihar, then you have to carry your all documents in a physical mode, and in that physical mode you need that particular kind of thing, that you have to take your documents, then you have to take the admission, and sometimes they don't accept the certificates of the particular state. They had this problem that in which board you have taken this kind of those things. So these kind of problems always erupts, and so many times we have seen that student had to compromise with their academics. So because of that thing, a uniform system should be made, and because of that uniformity, this particular scheme and this particular student ID has been launched. So first thing is that to create hassle-free education. The second thing is that to create more transparent system in the education system, because many times we have seen that there were many forgery and fraudulent activities happening in the education system. So if you have this one particular data and one particular ID, so that in any school or any higher education will get to know about your education information and how much good student you are, your educational background, your academic credibility. So because of that transparency and because of that credibility, this particular student ID has been launched. So this is the purpose. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about what is the government envision regarding this. So we already had studied that what is the purpose regarding this. So what is the government envision regarding this, that why government needs this kind of thing. So in purpose, we already know that what is the vision of the government to hassle free and the transparency. Then here comes that we need a particular kind of academic background or academic bank credit system. So we have this academic bank credit in which all your academic information will be stored, and that will have much easier to approach, because with this credit system you can go to any part of this country and you can take admission there, and no one will doubt your credibility, because this is a unified and certified system by the government of India. So it is more authentic to believe, and it will create a uniform kind of education system. So it will also reduce the educational barriers which are happening from state to state. So this kind of thing, that all the education system will be in a centralized mode. So this is the government envision regarding this thing. So moving to the next slide. Next slide is about that what are the requirements we have for this student ID. So we need particular kind of information such as name, age, date of birth, gender, photograph, and you also need Aadhaar ID number for the verification. That had created much controversy, and the government of India had clarified that they need Aadhaar ID number for the verification of name and date of birth, and they will not use it further, and they will keep it in a hidden mode. So this requirement you need for this particular kind of thing. And they also need a consent form, because if you are giving your Aadhaar ID number, then it is a very personal information and it is a very crucial information. So for minors, the parents will give their consent, and for above 18, the student himself and herself will give the consent that okay, they are providing this particular Aadhaar ID number. and they had also right to decline that they will not give their Aadhaar ID number. So this is the purpose and this is the procedure to get this student ID. So moving to the next slide is about that what are the concerns we have. So the first concern is that they are giving their Aadhaar ID number, and so many people are saying that this is a very personal information and how we will share our personal information to anybody, because many times we have seen that there were lots of controversy in which so many people had alleged that our Aadhaar data, our PAN card number, our residential number has been leaked. So these kind of things had already happened. The second information is that so many teachers are saying that why they will be indulged into the non-academic work, because this is a non-academic work and it will create much burden on the academic system, that it will have the teachers, the academic staff had to indulge into this non-academic work. So because of this thing also they are not willing to know this kind of thing. And the third thing is that lack of awareness. So why there is a lack of awareness? Because so many parents, so many guardians are not aware about this particular kind of thing. And why they are not aware about this particular kind of thing? Because so many parents are not educated and they don't know that what is the significance and importance of one nation and one student ID. So sometimes they have this kind of confusion that if they are taking their crucial information or personal information, sometimes they will question that for student ID, why do you need our Aadhaar ID? So this kind of the confusion also is there in the society, and because of that this one nation and one student ID is not going in a full form and it is not operationalized in a very effective manner. So because of that also this particular scheme is not operationalized in a very good manner. So these are the concerns I already have told you. Coming to the next slide is that APAR ID is related to, your options are farmers ID, student ID, ration ID, pension ID. So you have to answer this in the comment section. Moving to the mains part. So the mains is examine the necessity of personal data protection in India. So we already know that in the past few years there were lots of questions on the personal data protection, and by that Government of India had to introduce Personal Data Protection Bill, and now it has turned into the act, and that provides the protection of our personal data. But many times so many experts and so many people raises question that for a single thing and for a very small thing you have to give your Aadhaar number, you have to give your PAN card number, and there were also controversy related to that linkage between Aadhaar number and PAN card number. So this kind of problem still persists, and so many people are raising question that despite having such laws and despite having Government of India keenness to protect our data is not protected. There are lots of cyber crimes are happening, there are lots of cyber attacks are happening. So in this way data protection is mandatory, and if you have law then implement law in a very careful manner. So that's it for today's lecture. If you have any question to this lecture, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.